What's up, y'all? What's going on? We are back with another dope video. I am pretty excited to get into this topic that I have for you all today. As you can see, it looks like I'm in a hotel room, which I am in a hotel room. I'm actually out of town right now. My wife is out handling some stuff, getting some stuff done. So, see my little vacation shirt? You know, it's my little floral print, you know, vacay shirt. I call it vacay shirt. So my wife, she is not in the room right now, and I need to give you guys this interesting video that I believe is going to spark a debate. But I did a poll on my Instagram maybe a week and a half ago. And I asked, can men and women be friends with their exes? So can you just be platonic? For the most part, and when I ask these questions, I'm saying generally speaking. I'm not saying let's make account for all the small anecdotal experiences. I'm saying for the most part, okay? Generally speaking, the majority of the time, what happens? Can men and women just be friends with their exes? I had some pretty interesting answers, the poll, the percentages that I got back. I still have those, but that sparked something in me to make me think about, well, can men and women just be friends? Period. Can you just be friends? No strings attached? Can it just be a friendship? And so I remember Steve Harvey, he caught some flack. He has sparked the debate. This was, I believe it was some years ago, when Uncle Steve says that he is incapable of having female friends, okay? He said, listen, men and women can't just be friends, okay? And I thought it was really interesting because of the answers that I got back about people being friends with their exes. And so I wanted to take it a step further. Well, can we just be friends just even if we never messed around, even if you were never my girl, even if we never had sex, even if we never kissed, anything romantic, can he or she still be your friend? You know, can y'all just be friends? Can we just be friends? No strings attached. I think the most important thing to understand in all of this is that yes, there are caveats. Yes, there are certain instances, certain cases where this is possible. But remember, when I'm doing these videos, I want this to be a majority mindset. The majority of the time, generally speaking, do you guys believe that men and women can just be friends? I think it's also important to understand the nature of men and women, how we are two totally different beings, okay? We are two totally different beings. We think different, we process things different, we react differently. For the most part, we are genetically, biologically made different. We are just completely different beings. And so with that being said, one gender may be able to do it, another gender may not necessarily be able to do it, but let's see what Uncle Steve had to say about it. Let's see what Uncle Steve had to say about it. Y'all know Steve Harvey's pretty straight to the point, pretty cut and dry. You know, he's not gonna hold anything back. So let's see what Uncle Steve had to say about it.
Remember in the classic movie when Harry met Sally and the character played by Billy Crystal insisted
men and women can't be friends? Well, hugely popular syndicated radio and talk show host Steve Harvey agrees in a big way. In his latest book on relationships, Straight Talk, No Chaser, Harvey tells me face to face why women who think he's just a friend are delusional. This kind of frank talk is why expectations are high that Straight Talk will rival his first breakthrough bestseller. So where did this come from?
I mean, it's a blessing.
Before we get into it, Straight Talk, No Chaser is a book. Straight Talk, No Chaser, How to Find, Keep, and Understand a Man by Steve Harvey. And this book was published in 2010. So this was essentially, this statement that he made was about 10 or 11 years ago. So these were some years ago, but it had resurfaced So that's the context, I think, in which Steve was making this statement in. May have been sort of for some publicity. You never know. I don't know. But he, made this statement. So he had this book coming out around this time, which is what the lady just referred to, Straight Talk, No Chaser, How to Find, Keep, and Understand a Man. All right, let's go.
It's a blessing, true enough, but really, it was just me sitting down being honest. All of my friends are men. I don't have female friends. I don't. I'm incapable of that.
Okay, so Uncle Steve said, listen, y'all, I'm incapable. He said, I'm incapable of having women friends, of having female friends. I don't have women friends. I'm incapable of it. He said, listen, all my friends are men. All of them. I think by Steve saying that he's incapable, I don't know if Steve is saying, listen, I wouldn't be able to handle that, or the women wouldn't be able to just handle that. But I will say this, there's a difference between being somebody's friend and being just an acquaintance. See, we gotta focus on these words here too. I think I'm with Steve on this one. I don't believe that men and women can just be friends. I don't think so. I don't think so. I got the definition of friend right here too. It says a person who one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. So it's mutual affection, but there's no sexual or family relation there. Listen, man, friendships are a big deal, okay? And when you're talking about friendships, you're talking about someone you may confide in, someone you may talk to, someone you may get emotionally attached to. And as a man, we are naturally like pursuers. We're naturally like hunters. We're naturally like, okay, I gotta take this down. I have to accomplish this. I have to get this girl's number. So with that being said, being just a friend to women, like I'm married now, so I wouldn't say that I really have friends who are just women, because it's not like we're necessarily really talking. Now I may do a interview with you, a podcast or IG live, or connect with you on a Bible study or something like that. But to say that I just have friends that are women, I have some who are like sisters, but do I just have friends that are women? No. And that friend word, I think we throw that around too much, to be honest. Friends, people who I can truly say, if I called you at 3 a.m, if I told you I needed to borrow $100, I know you would be there. That's a pretty slim group of people. Let's keep hearing what Uncle Steve has to say.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, because come on.
Because you have a wife.
Well, I have a wife, and I don't really have female friends because look. Okay, let's get rid of this myth right here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let's get rid of this right here.
Yeah, Uncle Steve said, hold up. Okay, let's get rid of this myth. Okay, let's get rid of this myth right here, right now. We're going to put this to rest. We're going to kill this myth that men and women can just be friends. See, when Steve Harvey get to talking like that, you know that he about to say he about to say something. Okay, he about to say a little something.
You're an attractive woman. There are some guys somewhere saying, yeah, we're friends. No, that's not true. He's your friend only because you have made it absolutely clear that nothing else is happening except this friendship we have.
Okay, Steve just said, and I agree with this too, I think women can sometimes be naive with this. And men, we can probably do this as well, be naive, but I think more so it happens with women. He said, listen, you guys are only friends because you made it clear that there will be nothing more than that friendship. Some of y'all don't lie. You better be honest with yourself. There's some people who you're friends with who are only your friends because you made it clear we're only going to be friends. But if you gave that brother, if you gave that sister a chance, if you said, you know what? I kind of like you. Or you know what? You kind of cute. Would you go out with me? I guarantee you, a lot of the people who are just your friends will be like that. In the drop of a dime, they would be like, you know what? Yep, I got you. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go out. Let's go out to eat. Let's go to the movies. Let's chill. Let's hang out. Let's get to know one another. Yes. And we can try to convince ourselves otherwise all we want. But some of y'all know deep down inside that there is no way that you should even be friends with some of the people that you're friends with, because you know that they have more feelings for you. And even if you don't know, that's probably the case. And even if they don't have those feelings now, if you was to say, you know what? I kind of like you. Let's go out on a date. They would jump at it. They would be like, okay, sure, yeah. So is that really a friend? I mean, I'm just asking. I'm not judging nobody. I'm just asking the question. Is that really just a friend? And is that really healthy? See, because now we can take this thing and get real serious. Is that really healthy to have people around like that? See, there's a difference between a colleague and a friend. A colleague may be someone you just work with, you have mutual interests with, you guys like some of the same things. It could be you're into the same hair products, the same sporting teams, things of that nature. Okay, but a friend, we're talking about somebody that you may confide in, someone where if you're having some trouble, you call them up, where you're building that bond with. And a lot of relationships, or some relationships, I'll say, start off as friendships. Friendships first, and then they graduate into a relationship. So do you really still think that you as a man or you as a woman can just be like, you know what? Yeah, I can just be friends with this person. I can just be friends with the opposite sex. I can do it.
Remain your friends in hopes that one day there'll be a crack in the door, a chink in the armor, and trust and believe that guy that you think is just your buddy, he will slide in that crack the moment he gets the opportunity.
Okay, Steve, Unc. He said, listen, the moment there's a crack in the door, a chink in the arm, and that brother is just waiting to slide into position to be your man. He's saying, listen, he's your friend now, but he want to be your man later. Okay, he's in a friend zone now, but he want to be in a relationship zone later. And there is some truth to this. I would actually have to agree with Uncle Steve on this one. Because there are some, and sometimes we can't see it. Sometimes we just cannot see it. As men and women, sometimes we just can't see it. But people around us, someone looking from the outside in, they can look and be like, yeah, okay. If that person, they just waiting. There's some people who will just wait. They will literally try to be your friend just to wait to see if your man, to see if your woman mess up so that they can slide in, offer you some emotional comfort, offer you some help, offer you some guidance, some wisdom. That's why you got to be careful and discerning of who you call a friend, because people's intentions are not always pure. So Uncle Steve is saying, listen, there are brothers, and he's saying as men, period, this is how we think. We waiting around. And oftentimes that's the case. I didn't talk to my wife about this. My wife didn't talk to me about this, about women. We may not be able to even see it because we think, okay, man, this person is a good friend. This person is cool. They done been there for me. They done held me down. They done have my back. The whole time that person plotting. They straight plotting. They just wait and they like, oh yeah. Oh, her boyfriend messing up. Okay, let me get clean. Or that woman's like, okay, his girlfriend's messing up. Let me put on this makeup. Let me go over here, put this dress on, and yeah, people think like that.
Men think this way?
99.9% of us think that way. And you tell this to a woman and it just blows her back. No, I have male friends. You have male friends because they know it can be nothing else right now. I tell you what, all your male friends, just ask them in a friendly way. If I wanted to date you, would you be okay with that? And watch the fireworks. Watch. Tell it.
Listen, I actually have to agree with this. He said, if you went to your male friends and you said, would you be okay with if we dated? They would. They would clap, they would cheer, they would applaud, they would say, listen, let's do it. And Uncle Steve said 99.9%, okay? 99.9% of men. I don't know no percentages, okay? I can't give you no percentages right now. But you gotta know that all friendships ain't good friendships. And everybody's intentions ain't pure. Everybody's intentions are not good. And that's the way you can test this thing out. On a serious note, that's the way that you can test this thing out. This is for men and women. Because some of y'all know, okay, this relationship or friendship, sometimes they flirty, sometimes I'm flirty. I don't really know what we are. I feel like they might want more. If you don't really know, ask that person out. Yep. Ask them out. Say, you know what? Would you want to go out with me? Just ask the question. Would you want to go on a date? You know, would you want to go out with me? Do you want to hang out outside of work? Let's go hang out. And then a true friend, someone who really has no intentions of being with you, they can be like, nah, I'm good. You know, you my sister. I don't want you to get the wrong impression. But someone who wants more than that, you'll know because they're going to jump on it and be like, yeah, yep. Someone who don't like you, you're probably here. But someone who does like you, I told you, you're gonna get. I truly, if I'm being honest, I truly do not think that men and women can just be friends. I don't think so. I think because I'm a man, and remember, I'm not saying for every single case. I'm saying generally speaking, can men and women just be friends? I don't think so. I think you'll have those small cases every now and then in certain places, in certain areas, but is it just going to be men and women here, men and women here, men and women here, men and women here, men and women here? Because I don't think that's in our normal genetic, biological, psychological makeup for us to be grouped together, for us to be friends, right? We're not talking about just kicking it, just working together. I'm saying just to be friends. No, because we want to have sex. Men are wired to want to have sex. We are horny sexual beings. Some people's sex drives are higher than others. We're looking at women when we see them. For those men who are still looking, we're looking at you like, I hate to put it, but we're looking at you like prey. We're looking at you like, yeah, that's the one. Looking at your physical looks, we're looking at how you carry yourself, we're looking at your emotional capacity, your emotional maturity, spiritual maturity, your confidence, your elegance, are you inspirational, your cleanliness, your hygiene. We're looking at those things because the first thing that a man, when we listen, okay, let me just give you some real talk. The first thing with the man, when we meet women and stuff, if you're a single man, even, and unfortunately, even some men who are in relationships or married, we're not just looking, okay, let me just be friends with this person. Generally speaking, when we're getting to know somebody, we're getting to know you to date you, to have sex with you, to marry you. And so now I'm just giving y'all some pointers, some tips. You can't be so naive that you just believe that every person, the opposite sex of you, just wants to be friends with you, that there are no strings attached, that they want nothing more than to just be your friend. Do not lie to yourself. And like Uncle Steve said, just ask the question. Because you may save yourself a lot of heartbreak by just asking the question. You know what? Pain, or you'll save yourself a lot of pain, trauma, heartbreak, drama, issues. Just ask the question. If I were to ask you out, or if I wanted to hang out with you, would you go out with me? Or hey, let's go out. Let's go grab something to eat. Yo, let's go on a date. And you'll see that person's true intentions come out. Their true feelings are going to come out. So all in all, do I believe men and women can just be friends? I think, yes, you'll have your small anecdotal cases here and there, but on a grand scheme of things, no, I do not. I think men should probably be grouped in friend groups with men. I think women should probably be grouped in friend groups of men. Now, of course, you have those extended family members. You have those sisters and brothers and cousins and those people who you have strong foundations with. But do I believe that as a married man, I'm just going to have women friends that I'm just going to be calling up like, you got some time to talk? It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate. All in all, I want to hear what you have to say about this topic. I want to hear what you think about this topic. I want to hear why you believe men and women can or cannot be just friends. Be honest, be transparent, but really think about it. Generally speaking, do you, the person who watched this video, believe that men and women can just be friends? Nothing more. No kissing, no sex, no romance, no flirting. Can I just be your friend? Can me as a man just be friends with 10 women? Can me as a woman, married or unmarried, be just friends with 10, 15 men? Friends, not acquaintances, not colleagues. I'm saying friends. And no one catch feelings? Be honest with yourself. I want to hear what you all have to say. Drop your comments on this video underneath the video. Okay, comment. Let me know what you think. Have dialogue with me because I really want to know. Because I see people, and the purpose of this video is to help people. I see people who get themselves in messy situations by trying to hold on to certain friends of the opposite sex, by thinking that that's all the person wants is to just be friends. Or maybe that person is in the friend zone with hopes of becoming more, and it just gets messy. See, sometimes in life, you're going to have to make hard decisions. You're going to have to maybe cut some people off and maybe bring some people in. It's called addition by subtraction. Yeah, addition by subtraction. That means I'm removing you out of my life to make room for something better. I'm adding something else into my life. And I don't want to see people keep getting hurt, keep getting in messy situations because I've been that guy. I've been hurt. I've been in messy situations. I've hurt people because there was no real boundaries with this thing. I was thinking that, okay, because I'm with this person and they're maybe, super into me, or I'm super into them, or whatever the case may be, that I can just go be friends with this girl, just be friends with this girl. People will develop feelings. People are going to be people. Let's not lie to ourselves. People are going to be people. That's why typically nurses and doctors and people who are grouped together and who work together and who are around each other end up getting in relationships and end up having sex and hooking up, because you're in proximity with that person. You're talking with that person. You're learning with that person. You're growing with that person. So for me, if I'm going to have 10, 15 women friends and 10 and 15 guy friends, I know I'm not a homosexual. So I'm not going to cross the line with any other men. But out of those 10 or 15, you can bet that at least 3 of them are going to end up having, and I'm just throwing out a number, that at least 3 of them are going to have some type of feeling, emotional attachment, something. Let me know what you think. I got the squeaky chair right now. Let me know what you think. Drop your answer under this video. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Remember to like this video. Remember to share it. Remember to send this link around to my channel, and really keep supporting. If there are any videos that you want me to touch on, any topics, let me know and I will do so to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Peace.